see you can name it every types of animals or plants, except when we just name it in prokaryotic. It's have eukaryotic cell. Now we have just find it in protists, fungi, plants, and animals. Eukaryotic cells are different in shape. We just find spherical, pyramid, tubular, cubical, oval, a flat, and a stroll, and fusiform of. We just find different types or shapes of eukaryotic according to their function. And another type that we just find irregular shape or changing in their shape like amoeba. This is according to their function. Either this is according to their or due to the function of these cells, because cells have own their shape that adapted to their function. Eukaryotic cells are smaller. Eukaryotic are small, but the prokaryotic are smaller than it. We just can find it in the microscope by the electron microscope. We cannot see the most of the eukaryotic by the, or we can just find it in the, just I will say before, that can we see it by the light microscope. This is because it's larger than the bacteria cell. It's small, but it's larger than the bacteria cell. So we just find this cell have surrounded by cell membrane that its function or important that exchange material between the cell and their environment. Now, what are the conditions that to make the cell or name it eukaryotic? There is three conditions or three main components that we can call this the cell is really or true or eukaryotic. It must be contain cell wall and the plasma membrane, cell wall in plant and cell membrane in animal cell, cytoplasm and nucleus. We just say nucleus. Why just we say nucleus? Now we now know the reason. Because look at this drawing. It's very important. They ask you to draw eukaryotic cell. You just draw both of them. Generally, if they just ask you to draw eukaryotic cell, you must draw both of these plant and animal cell. But if they ask you one or specialized one, maybe say plant or animal cell, you can draw one. Okay? Now, what about this plant cell and animal cell? You just look around you and see what difference between them. If you want, the first thing that we just find the cell wall, and there is no cell wall there, only plasma membrane. And plant cell, both of cell and plasma membrane have, while animal cell have no cell wall. It have only cell membrane. And look around, this is a big vacuole, where here there is small and many vacuoles. This is nucleus. Nucleus have a nuclear membrane surrounded, and this is smaller spherical structure. It's called the nucleus. This is inside the nucleus. You can find it even in the animal cell. Look at this nucleus. It's small. It's produce ribosomes. Very important for the produce or synthesis of ribosomes. And now see all the membrane structures and non-membranous structures. The plant cell have a chloroplast, and there is no chloroplast. And something else, we can find both of them, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, what we call ductosome here, and maybe you can find and many things. And centrioles in animal cell, there is no centrioles in a plant cell. This is a general focus on the two types of the cell. Now we're talking about a cell membrane and cell wall. We want to know if they ask you to make the compare between cell wall and cell membrane. Cell wall and cell membrane. How can we answer that? We just put this in the points, and we begin with the cell wall. As we say before, cell wall in a plant difference from the cell wall in the bacteria, because bacteria composed of lipids, proteins, and polysaccharide, while here it's composed of cellulose and covering the eukaryotic cell. And what about this plasma membrane? The first point, cell wall exists only on plant cells. And second thing, it's an outer thick. نقول it's thick because of what? And rigid. Because of that is composite of cellulose in the young, and when it just be bigger or be mature, it will be covered with lignin. And third thing, it covers the plasma membrane. It covers the plasma membrane, which lies inside. And four things, its importance in protection, and support the plasma membrane and cytoplasm. Five things, it has 3 layers. We must choose in order. We must say it in order. Began with the middle lamella, and then primary wall, and secondary wall. And now another thing that about the chemically structure or chemical structure. Chemically, it consists of cellulose in young cell, and thickness when lignin is added in older cells. The 7, we can see it by light microscope. This is about cell wall. It exists only on plant cells. It's an outer thick and thick rigid. It covers the plasma membrane which lies inside. Its importance in protection and support the plasma membrane and cytoplasm. It has 3 layers: middle lamella, primary wall, and secondary wall. Chemically consists of cellulose in young cell, and thickness when lignin is added in older cell. We can see it by light microscope. And now about the plasma membrane. Exists in eukaryotic cell. and prokaryotic. And it's thin. It exists in eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic. The second thing, it is thin, or two. It's flexible. It's flexible, thin, and fluid membrane. Sorry for this